Welcome to Early Bird Picker. My name is Rafa. I'm a reseller on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Amazon. Currently in the Early Bird Picker nest, so of course that means it's another edition of Weekend What Sold. Friday afternoon, and so far only 2 things have sold on eBay today. Let's get them. Sold. I'm gonna have to climb back there to get that one. Playdate 3-ring kids inflatable pool. New, sealed in the box. Cost of goods, $2. Garage sale. Sold, $9.99 plus shipping on eBay. I picked this one up at the end of garage sale season last season, and whenever I picked it up, the sold comps on eBay were quite a bit higher, definitely more than $9.99. So I picked it up so late in the season, it just had basically no chance of selling throughout the wintertime. Well, I'm not the most patient person. I like really quick sales, so I'm guessing what happened on this one is that I just lowered the price. If I would have just held out and waited till summertime, I could have sold this for quite a bit higher is what I'm thinking. These Wizard World Comic Con like Steins aren't selling. I figured I had to use them for something. Sold. Vintage, new old stock, lot of 5 tubes of Pentel green eraser refills. Cost of goods, 12 cents for the whole lot of 5. Sold, $9.99 plus shipping on eBay. 2 small sales to start the weekend, but these are just little tiny pencil erasers that I found in that new old stock closet. I grabbed them because I knew I could sell them. Even though they didn't sell for a ton of money, I'm still making pretty good profit on something that I only paid 12 cents for. And at the end of the day, it doesn't get much simpler than shipping out pencil erasers. Friday night, I've been listing a lot of hats these last couple days. Sale came through Facebook Marketplace. As you can see, comes from the box, cost of goods, $1 hats. I think I picked up 2 pretty large lots of hats. These are just the 2 lots, and I've been working hard to get them listed. I have to be careful with this one because there's 2 pretty similar of this one. I've got this Lexus hat, and then this one. Sold. It's this one. Vintage Lexus strapback hat, black, with a rope. If you didn't catch it a couple months back, I made a reseller's guide to flipping vintage hats. I'll put the card here if you want to go check it out. In the video, I give tips for identifying vintage hats and just things that can help them sell better. Having a rope on the hat is usually something that signifies it's a vintage hat and can make it more profitable. Made in USA. Super clean condition on the inside. Likely just kind of some dust here on the exterior. As pointed out in photos and in the item description. Cost of goods, $1. Sold, $25 free shipping on Facebook Marketplace. This is in the half pound to pound rate, so I'm paying $5.50 for the shipping label. Takeaway, $19.50. I talk all the time about how much I love flipping hats, especially vintage hats. One big reason is just they are so easy from the start to the finish of the listing and shipping process. This box of lot of hats right here, I think there's probably over 20 in there. I timed myself one evening and I took photos of all of those. Just boom, 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 one right after the other. It took only 25 minutes for about 20 or so items. There actually is probably more than 25 in there because I think it took me less than a minute per item. That's really fast compared to most other items that you're listing on eBay. Another thing I love about vintage hats, often when you find one, you find a dozen of them. You just seem to find them in lots. Friday, close to midnight, another sale. Sold. Set of 11 Castle Bay Softex golf iron covers. The set includes 2 all the way through 9, the sand wedge, the pitching wedge, and then a blank. Cost of goods, paid $0.25 for each cover, so $2.75 total in the lot. I picked up a huge lot, and this is one of 3 lots that I made out of the lot. Sold, $14.23 plus shipping on eBay. It's Saturday morning. I actually stayed in because Oklahoma weather was supposed to call for rain today. No rain whatsoever. But because the forecast so much called for rain, very few people had garage sales, and the people that did that posted photos, I just really wasn't that interested. I have so much stuff that I still need to get listed. I stayed in and just going to work really hard to get a lot of stuff listed this weekend. 3 sales that I'm going to get packed up before the post office closed and shipped out. 3 sales so far, 2 on eBay, 1 on Facebook Marketplace. Let's get them. Sold another one deep back there that I'll have to climb back and get. Nerf Super Soaker Tornado Strike. New open box condition. And also tons of boxware, as you can see. Cost of goods, $5, and as you can see, this is one of my mom's picks. Sold $30.25 plus shipping on eBay. It's been several months, like maybe 6 months or more since we picked this up, and just showing you on video new open box condition, it really made me question why I was thinking this is new. Maybe that just someone had kept the box and just put the pieces back in there, and so I just kind of slightly pulled it out to make sure that it seemed like it was new. Here's why I was thinking it was new. It does still have the like plastic wrap around it that's from Hasbro. So I don't think I made a mistake on that one. And it's hard to see, but the other piece that goes with it deep down inside there is still like trapped underneath cardboard that hasn't been opened yet. Good to go. Sold. Hoka Ona One Women's Gaviota Dynamic Stability Running Shoe. If you're new to my channel, I worked in a specialty running store for over a decade. So sourcing and flipping high-end running shoes is pretty much what I'm singularly best at. I talk all the time on my channel that Hoka Ona One is the very best specialty running shoe that you can be flipping right now. It's the one that is turning the fastest, you're going to get the most money for, and you can pick up in the lowest condition and get the most money for. That's usually what I say, at least, that I'm willing to pick up Hoka in quite a bit lower condition than I would other running shoes. It's my belief that they just still sell through because the demand is so high. When I worked in the specialty running store, I worked there as recent as 2020. The only two shoes that people would come in and say, I just have to try these, my friend or so-and-so has these, they say they love them, I have to try them. The only two brands of shoes that is Hoka Ona One and On Running. Brooks and New Balance are currently the #1 and #2 specialty running shoe companies. Hoka is #3, but Hoka is the only one that is growing at a pretty rapid pace. Brooks been losing market share for quite a while. So on this particular pair that I'm flipping, I wanted to both test the market and also test what I've been saying all this time, that I'm willing to pick up Hoka in lower condition and that it'll still sell through, and also paying a fair amount for them at the thrift store. So this pair of Gaviotas, the first issue with them is that it is not the current model. The current model is the Hoka Gaviota version 3. This is the original version, so like #1, it's a couple year old shoe. Really, the midsole and the upper is in pretty nice condition, so when I saw these I was really excited because just because the upper and midsole, like I said, really nice condition. To me, it's always a positive sign when you can read the print on the insole. The longer someone wears a shoe, the more the friction of their foot inside the shoe wears that off, and so that's a good sign. Same thing for the ink, for the tag on the tongue, still really legible, another good sign. Here's the deal though on this shoe. The outsole of this shoe is in pretty worn condition, beyond what I'd pick up for any other brand of shoe. And I certainly wouldn't pay $13 cost of goods for any other shoe in this condition. For most running shoes, the outsole consists of a rubber material. That'd be this piece right here, and then the piece right here. Hoka sometimes though doesn't put rubber on the outsole of their shoe for the entire length of it, and so right here it's just foam. That's pretty worn. That's not the biggest concern though. The biggest concern here is in the heel wear. You can see right here where there's supposed to be that hard rubber, the rubber is worn away down to the foam midsole. If you're getting into flipping running shoes and you see this really on any other brand than Hoka, it's not a good sign because that doesn't just happen overnight. That takes quite a few miles for that to happen. So while the rest of the shoe looks in pretty nice condition, that still tells me that this person wore the shoe quite a bit in order to wear the heel down like this. Like I said, any other brand at $13 cost of goods with a heel wear like this, I totally would have just passed on them. I almost passed on these. But like I said, I want to test the market and see if what I'm saying this whole time about Hoka proves to be true. Just got these listed this week. They sold on Facebook Marketplace, $65 free shipping, $9 shipping label, takeaway $56. I'm telling you guys, Hoka is the #1. It's the shoe that you want to be most on the lookout when you're trying to resell high-end running shoes. The demand is just crazy high and people are just willing to accept them in lower condition for whatever reason. It's really odd because for most of Hoka shoes, they're not priced any higher than any other specialty brand. It's not as if this shoe is like $300 or $400 retail price. It is expensive though. Retail on this Hoka Gaviota is $160. So it's still definitely up there. That makes it a tier 1 specialty running shoe. With the sale of the Hoka Gaviotas, the selling price was $65 free ship. Let's look at what my total actual profit was. The Facebook Marketplace seller fee, I paid $3.52, which don't even get me started. They take the seller fee out of what the buyer paid for the item plus the sales tax. I can't believe that sellers have to pay a seller fee on sales tax. That's something that never actually hits our pocket. It's not ours to begin with, but that's a story for another day. I paid $9 shipping label, and then I had the original $13 cost of good price. My total profit then was $39.48. For a used pair of running shoes, that is an awesome profit. So what that kind of tells me is that I can push the boundaries a little bit further. I'm probably not going to want to pick up this condition Hoka's for more expensive money, but if I see Hoka's for this price or less in a lower condition, I'm probably at this point going to be really tempted to pick them up just because the sell-through, like I said, is so good. Here's the thing though, when it comes to selling running shoes, there is a certain breaking point. It's not as if you pick up, shoes that are in light new condition, you get top dollar for them, and then just, it's like a scale that works its way down. If they're in really poor condition, you get lowest dollar. There's a certain breaking point where if they're in such a poor condition, they just won't sell at all. But I think I'm probably gonna push my luck whenever I see some next. Sold. Lot of 1, 2, Boy Scouts of America, Cub Scout, and then the 3 SEO terms that I used on these: neckerchief, bandana, and scarf. Very good used condition. Cost of goods 70 cents at a thrift store. Sold $14.99 plus shipping on eBay. Whenever I see something that looks like Boy Scouts, I'm for sure perk up whenever I'm in the thrift store or garage selling. It's just really, really collectible, it seems like, for pretty good money. Saturday afternoon, 2 more sales that come in. By the way, the last couple weekends, I really kind of was saving my shipping for some reason to the end of the weekend. That can be really overwhelming. And so this weekend, I'm trying to keep up with the orders pretty much as they come in. Sold. Lot of 6 Blackfeet Indian Writing Company vector pencils. In used condition, sharpened. 4 of them are number 2 2/4, and then 2 of them are number 2s. Cost of goods 72 cents total from the new old stock closet. These used pencils were actually in this Blackfeet Indian Writing Company box of vector pencils. There's 6 inside the box that are actually still new, unsharpened. I was unsure if these would sell since they were sharpened and they didn't have the box. They sold for $16.23 plus shipping on eBay. As my office supplies from the new old stock closet pick that I did are selling off, every single time one of these sells, I'm still shocked and surprised at just how much people are willing to pay for vintage, new old stock office supplies. I'm the one that priced them, but I still can't believe it when the sale comes through. And a lot of the sales that are coming through, they're paying me the full asking price, not sending an offer. Sold. Men's Asics Gel Nimbus 15. Asics patented or trademarked technology for cushioning in their shoes is their famous gel. So before most of the names on their shoes, you'll see it says Gel Nimbus. There's the Gel Kayano, Gel Cumulus, etc. The Gel Kensei. So one tip to know real fast if an Asics shoe is a higher end shoe, a more expensive one, the more gel it has visible, the higher end it is. So for specialty running shoes, a second tier Asics shoe will have pretty much this amount of gel in the heel. This shoe, the Nimbus, is their tier 1 specialty running shoe. What differentiates it is it has more gel through the forefoot here. This shoe retails for $150. A tier 1 specialty running shoe pretty much retails for about $150 to $160 across all different brands. So in that way you can compare one model of one company to another model in a different company. Asics though, they actually have an ultra high tier that's above the tier level of really any other shoe company that I personally know of. That's the Asics Gel Kensei. That shoe retails for between $180 and I think $375. It's just packed full of gel, and a lot of specialty running stores don't even carry it because it's just so expensive. There's just not a ton of people that walk in off the street and want to buy that. So for all intended purposes, this Asics Gel Nimbus is their tier 1 level shoe, and then the Kensei is just above that basically. This shoe is in excellent overall condition. The outsole or the tread is also in excellent condition. I once heard the bona fide hustler say when you're looking at running shoes that you're looking for nubs on nub. That's a sign of a really good outsole condition. I don't want to steal his phrase, but I simply can't think of a better phrase. So in the outsole you have these like deeper lugs right here, but then on top of that there's even more detail. Whenever a shoe starts to show wear, the first thing that starts to wear away is a small detail on top of the big nubs. And if a shoe has a ton of wear, ultimately these really thick rubber pieces can rub away. So that's something to be looking for a really good quality shoe, the tiny detail on the outsole. As good of quality as this shoe is in, we do have a slight problem. This is the Gel Nimbus 15. The current model is a Gel Nimbus 23. This shoe is 8 years old. It was $14.99 cost of goods at Goodwill. I took a chance on it because it was their tier 1 shoe and the condition was just absolutely excellent. I also researched it, of course, and saw that this particular model still has really good sell-through on eBay. I just got it listed this morning. It sold for $50 plus shipping on eBay. Pretty good profit on that one. It's been a really good sales day. It's Saturday evening now. 5 more sales came through, 3 on eBay, 1 on Facebook Marketplace, and 1 on Amazon. 2 things sold from here. Sold. New sealed in the plastic. Microsoft Windows XP Home Edition 2002. Picked this up just last weekend. Cost of goods $1 at a garage sale. Sold $10 plus shipping on eBay. I knew it wasn't going to sell for much, but whenever I see new sealed in the plastic, some type of software, I just pick it up because software just sells so well when it's brand new. So fast, that is. I have had this game for a long time. It's got one of my old labels on it. Win SP WW2 World War II, I guess. Windows computer game. Complete. Cost of goods $3. Pretty sure I got this at a thrift store in a big lot of PC games. It sold for $49.91 plus shipping on Amazon. I'm surprised that this is even listed on Amazon because lately whenever I go to scan video games on Amazon, I'm restricted. And so maybe with PC games I'm allowed. I can't remember for sure, but it was on there and it sold, so I'm happy about it. Sold. Vintage, new old stock, sealed in plastic, Penny's Pencale double bed fitted bottom sheet. Cost of goods $3.99 at a thrift store. Sold $30 free shipping on Facebook Marketplace. Label is $9, takeaway $21. When I find new old stock vintage bedding, I get really excited. I know it's going to sell through pretty well. It just seems like there's still a lot of demand for whatever certain brand was popular whenever this was made. Unfortunately, there wasn't a date on it. This next one is real bizarre. Sold. Bought on the same day in a lot of hats. Cost of good per hat 18 cents. Vintage New York Mets snapback hat. Marked Youngin on the snapback with a Sports Specialties white tag. Some fairly obvious condition issues, staining on the sweatband, noted mark on the bill, and then part of the button missing. This is the 4th time that this hat is sold. I had this hat listed at $49.99 plus shipping with best offer turned on. On eBay, I just pretty much always have best offer turned on. It's just kind of my business model with a $40 minimum offer. For 3 weeks in a row, pretty much immediately, someone sent a $40 minimum offer, and I accepted. I only spent 18 cents on the hat. The fact that it happened immediately, though, should have clued me in that this is a really valuable, pretty sought-after hat. And I knew that Vintage Sports Specialties is a really, really good brand to look for. On my end, though, I'm always thinking about condition, and the condition of this hat just wasn't great, and so I tried to price it fairly. In comparison to other ones on eBay, $49.99 for an old hat is a lot of money. On eBay, of course, most of you guys know, if you sell on eBay, when someone offers you a best offer and you accept, they have a lot of days to pay. It's supposed to be just like 2, but then it drags on for what feels like 7 days. So 3 different times I accepted the best offer of $40, and each different time the buyer never paid. It got relisted for the 4th time tonight. It sold immediately for full asking price $49.99 plus shipping, which I was really happy about. Pretty soon after the sale, though, someone private messaged me and said, basically, if I canceled the order, they'd give me $80. I'm not going to do that because, first of all, I wouldn't cancel the sale on somebody to take more. If I wanted to sell it for $80, I should have put it at $80, all those chances that I had when it got relisted. And beyond that, it would definitely put a mark on my account for canceling an order. And then probably eBay has some type of algorithm, my guess is, that reads the messages and would see somehow what happened. At the end of the day, I'm definitely not going to do it. I'm just going to be really happy for the $50 that I got for it. That said, Major BOLO Vintage Sports Specialties hats. Sold. Babolat Team expandable tennis racket bag, holds up to 6 rackets. Pretty good condition. Some minor defects, kind of like the material right here. Nothing major though. It's got the shoulder strap. Cost of goods $1 at a thrift store. Sold within like 2 days, $37.77 plus shipping on eBay. If I see the name Babolat, I am for sure interested in that item. I'm looking it up, seeing if the price is right, to purchase it at. They make really high quality tennis stuff. A year or 2 ago, I sold a tennis racket that had terrible damage on it and the strings were missing. This Babolat, I paid like $5 for it at a garage sale. I think it sold for like 40 or 50 bucks. So ever since then, it just really stuck in my head. If you see Babolat, look into it. This happens sometimes. Yesterday was an awesome sales day. Today, only 1 so far, and it's like 5 in the evening. It's a pretty good one though, on eBay. Sold. Lot of 12 Blackfeet Indian pencil, number 2s, all marked Texaco, vintage, new old stock, unsharpened. This was from the new old stock closet where there's just tons of vintage office supplies. I paid 12 cents per item. I counted this as 12 items, so $1.44 cost of goods. Sold $39.99 plus shipping on eBay. And the best part is, I think I still have 2 boxes that are brand new left of these Texaco pencils. Likely the last sale of the weekend, a tiny one. Sold. Vintage Lifesavers Box. Completely empty, just under 8 inches in length. Little bit of condition issue, little bit of a tear there, and some obvious wear on the bottom. Cost of goods, 12 cents. This one was also picked up in the new old stock closet that I picked that mostly had vintage office supplies, but it also had this. It was holding a lot of magnets. I actually picked it up because I thought the magnets were pretty cool. I put those for auction. No one bought them. They were unbranded. I couldn't find any like them. I ended up donating the magnets, but in the meantime, I got to thinking that the box might be worth something because it's vintage. These actually sell fairly well on eBay. I got $12 plus shipping to an international buyer who's paying more for shipping than they are for the box. Fortunately, in the middle of filming that last sale, 2 more sales came through to really help bump up our total sold today. Sold. Vintage Polaroid rainbow brown camera case with a shoulder strap. Really vibrant, cool logo. Overall, very nice condition. Zipper shut. Really clean inside. Cost of goods, $1 at a thrift store. Sold $19.99 plus shipping on eBay. Sold. Men's Nike Air Jordan, Flyweight 2, basketball shoes. Overall, very good condition. Couldn't believe I picked these Jordans up at Goodwill for a cost of goods $9.99. That almost never happens. There's one Goodwill I go to here in my area that sometimes prices their Jordans at 60, 70, 80, 90 bucks. I know these are the Wade versions, but still this is that Jumpman with a cost of $9.99. That's not bad at all. Sold on eBay, $45 plus shipping. Thanks so much for checking out my weekend solds. If you liked the video, of course, please press the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and as always, I'll see all y'all in the next video.